A very good afternoon to you all, royal family. It's been a minute. I feel like it's been forever since we've done the Boss Babe series, and I'm totally excited about it. We are kicking off season 2, the first episode, with a total bang. Listen, my guest today is fire. She is red hot blazing. She is a pageant mom. She's also a pageant queen. She is a whole powerhouse and a half. Her name is Lebogang Hlakola. She comes all the way from Tshwane, Pretoria, my city. I'm going to introduce her. A very good afternoon to you, and thank you for gracing us with your presence. You look absolutely dashing, by the way.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon to all your beautiful viewers. Thank you for the invite. I'm really thrilled and I'm honored to be part of your show.
I'm also glad. So you are a pageant mom. And I've invited you here because this season we are talking to the pageant mothers, what it takes to support your child and to make winners, and understanding the journey on from your view. So I want to first understand your personal pageant journey. Can you just tell me a bit about it?
Okay, I always love to say I'm a mother of 4. I always introduce myself as a mom first because that's my first love, my first passion. And I'm a married woman. Talk about my other involvements in community as well. But as a mom of 4, I can see the pressures that our youth they go through.
Yes.
And how society expects them to be. And I could see the way me and my children, I'm a mother of 3 teenagers already.
Yes.
I can see the diversion, the distance in the house. Me and my daughter, we spoke if necessary, do this, do that. And I thought, this platform has changed my life. If it were up to me, I would urge every parent to do school, church, then pageantry for their kids.
Yes.
Because I've seen the transformation. I've seen it from my side of life. Like, I've been looking for a job, going to interviews. I'm busy with commercial law. I've done IT. I've done HR. I've done teaching. But all those papers,
they're
sitting there. And then after I went on a journey from South Africa, I saw life differently. Okay, I can walk to someone, ask for sponsorship with confidence, all those things, And afterwards, I went on a platform, Miss Universe. Like, wow, I was evolving into something different. I thought, if I could do this for myself, then I could leave this as a legacy for my children, And it's something to carry on through life. So that's why I forced my daughter. She's a girl amongst 4 boys.
Yeah.
I forced her. I saw Miss Township SA. Okay, I think it's enough about me. Everything has been about me. Mommy's taking a spotlight. God, let me see how I can help my family empower my own. So I entered her. I told her I'm doing this and that. She didn't take me serious. And on the day I had to take her a photo, she was not even happy. So I had to learn to get an app that makes you smile. Because, sometimes we regret the things
we didn't do. Yes.
Because as a child, you don't think for the future.
Yes.
So I must be there.
And whatever as a teenager, I can speak because I also have my first as a teenager. I'm also a mom of 4.
Okay.
By the way, and my first is now, a teenager. And I was having a conversation with him. When it comes from your mom, I understand that you will not receive it. The whole world might be viewing me as, the Koketso Makua, but at home, you are just a mom. What does mom know? Teacher knows better. Everyone else knows better, but mommy and daddy, they're just old parents,
And remember the stage, when you were a teen.
Yes.
There's a stage where when your parents walk in, you just want to hug them.
Yes.
And then when you're a teen, there's a stage where you just like, what are you doing here? Have you
Are
been
you
on that
there?
stage? At the stage where they ask, Mom, where are you going with Dad this weekend? We don't mind to take you out just because they just want to be on their own. We're at that stage right now. So, yeah, as mommies.
As mommies, eh? But it's so interesting that you said that, and I'm glad because not only have you shared your own personal journey, but a bit of how it's transformed you, your life, your own personal life, which I want to touch on a bit deeper. Maybe tell us about how you were before you entered, you as mommy, as Lebogang, when you got into pageantry, how your life was and how it is now post pageantry.
Okay, my life. Obviously, we were stereotyped, programmed. You go to school, you become this, and you could become successful because even I'm this adventurous person. I did graphics and web design, and from my background, from Bomkulu and my family, they've been in the teaching industry. So if you don't do teaching, it's like then you won't
Who are
succeed
you now?
in
Yeah.
life. Nothing will work out for you. And indeed, all those who are teachers are there, are up there, the principals, the inspectors. There comes Lebo, the one who wants to do what she wants. And at the end of the day, we told you. So I would try. I did get a advantage working at the Department of Education. It was very formal. I tried my best because I have responsibilities, but you could see this is not me.
When you're creative, it's very difficult to be confined to a table where, like for me, I feed off people. If I don't see people, I literally go a bit,
Yeah, looking at the four wall office, no meetings.
Yes.
It was draining me, but the only thing you're looking at is the salary, and which is what have you lived for. So as time went on, I just thought maybe I should try this because I love pictures. I love taking pictures. I thought this would be part of me and pictures, but it turned out totally differently. One day I just entered Miss South Africa 2021. I was a semi-finalist, and then one day I was called on their Insta page live. The next day we having a workshop.
Miss or Mrs.?
Mrs. I'm sorry. I started very late. I'm so sorry. I've never been this girly pageantry type of woman. I'm that woman who always take opportunity with both and make it work. So when I started with Mrs. South Africa, like everything happened too fast. You register, it's a workshop, boom, here's a contract, and it was just too good to be true. I'm like, Lebo, what have you entered yourself into? And then the journey, the trainings, it's something I've never had in my life, even from a textbook. But it was fulfilling and I loved it, and I had to fall out of the program because I was affected by and then I enjoyed the journey so much. I re-entered Miss Universe, and Miss Universe,
Mrs. Universe.
Mrs. Universe.
Yes.
Why? I'm so sorry. I re-entered Mrs. Universe 2022. I managed to win a talent title, the year 2022. It just served my character. I love going around motivating, developing youth, and that sash gave me that platform because I used to go to schools and ask to come and help, motivate these children, but they will tell me stories, go to the Department of Education, but the minute I had that sash, things like you can come anytime. So I thought, okay, this sash has power and command. So I thought, okay, can I transfer this to my own family, my own daughter? So I
don't think people understand the power of the session. Sometimes even the pageant girls themselves, when a traffic officer stands in the middle of the road without wearing his uniform and lifts his hand, a car will probably ram him because you'll think it's a hijacker. But the minute he goes off and puts on his jacket and goes back and does the same thing, you obey him. And it's exactly the same with a sash, right? The minute you've got it on, you become a wonder and people listen. And we need, and I think that's why I also started Beauty Ambassador, to start being a part of roundtable discussions, in mobilizing discussions and getting into actions, with regards to solutions for your city, right? And I like what you also said with regards to you are working, paying bills. There's actually a quote that says, is that possible? I came to life to work, pay bills, and then die. That is, the big question that we should all be asking ourselves. I believe in leading a purpose-driven life.
And if I may add into what you just said, my motto was "Avita continua," and we live for the day, just live, because tomorrow is not guaranteed.
Yeah.
Whatever that you do, go 110%. It doesn't matter even if people around you don't feel comfortable. You are here for your own purpose. You're not here to make people comfortable.
Absolutely.
So I was just adding to what you were
absolutely I love that. So tell us about your daughter.
My daughter is Rory Sang. She's a twin.
Your only daughter?
She's my only daughter.
Just like me, I only have one girl.
Born 2009.
Last born or?
No, she's the second born.
Of the twins.
Of the twins, yes.
Yeah.
And I have a last born, his name is Piano. She's just, I think I'm more, in English, you gotta love attention.
Yes.
And I've always been like that, and I'm not apologetic. But she's more reserved, more different from me, but she is me 3 times in many ways, but not that loud. Yeah. That's what taking her on Miss Township journey, preteen, the reconnection we had, God, I just see me in her. It's so scary, and I wouldn't have known if we didn't go on this journey together. She's just revolving into something else, very powerful woman, and at her age, and I wish yo mama, why couldn't you be like me? Give me such opportunities, like mama, auntie, where were you? Look at what's happening now today, but everything happens for a reason,
and it's never too late to start.
Time for everything. Yes. It's never too late.
I think what we need to understand about the spiritual world is that time does not exist. So time is something that's been set in this physical world, and I believe the fact that there's a time tied to retirement where you are told at 65, it almost makes you think that by that time, I've met amazing people that are doing amazing things and they started at 60 or whatever. So I just want to encourage you and say, it's never too late to be what you could have been.
Yeah, so true. I couldn't have agree more. Just adding on that, look at the man who at KFC as well. He started his own at 65, I think.
Yes.
Look how it's booming.
Warren Buffett. So there's quite a number of...
But that doesn't mean people must sit
and sleep
all
on
their
themselves.
lives and say, I want to be Warren Buffett.
Exactly.
No, not in that way.
Just and I believe in enjoying your youth, enjoying what you get in your young days, because also the older you get, your mobility decreases.
I know.
You're not going to enjoy a cruise the same way you would enjoy it.
Everything decreases. You cook slowly, your metabolism, when you cook, everything just...
Yeah. So with Rory, you did say that she didn't want to get into pageantry. It was your idea. Can you just take us on that journey?
It was my idea. I remember my sister, my older sister, she's always been into pageantry for as long as I was young. And she wanted such for her children. I did the initiative because I also had that concept that pageantry is about showing off your body, and the concept was different.
That's the stereotypical mindset.
Even when I went on Mrs. South Africa, my husband was so not comfortable. People thinking you're looking for attention, maybe you're looking for another man, you're looking for boys. That's the stereotype that I had as well. When I'm entering Miss Pretoria, like, oh, what attention,
Yeah.
you know. But he had to trust me, and then I had to trust my instinct. Rory, I am doing this, you're going to do this. She was not happy, and my son, who's a firstborn, Lena, I just took him along the journey. Please help us with the media, and that's how we started the journey. Rory, come start collecting your sash. Your sash will always be there. Even when you're a granny, your great grandkids will know our grandmother was once in Miss Township. It's something to remember you, Diana. I just kept
something that lives beyond
her,
yourself.
because I told her at this age you don't even know what you want. So please let me help you.
Yeah.
She was not happy, and then I submitted the photos, and then I came back with the sash. Okay, but she was so discreet. She didn't even want to tell her friends because she was more of a boy, tomboyish, and didn't love baggy clothes because I think she played soccer.
Yeah.
She used to be a goalkeeper full time.
Yeah.
And this thing, lipstick, lip gloss, man, it was just too much for her.
Yeah.
So she had to step out of that comfort zone as well. So as she went along, I just had to say, Rory, you listen, I'm your mom. Like I had to put my foot down.
I've got your best interest at heart.
I know what I'm talking about. I've been on this journey. I know what it has made me to be, and I don't want to always be the limelight of the house.
Yeah.
That is the kind of person that I am. So once we went on the journey, we reconnected. She told me all about everything she's been through. I'm like, why didn't you tell me? She said, Mom, there's no platform for me to talk to you. And I was deeply hurt.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, wow, I think this platform for this. Now we talk anything. I cannot drive anywhere without Rory.
Yeah.
Rory was one daughter who just sits in her bedroom, be on the phone, and it was normal for us.
And the thing about it is, for me, why I also started that platform is there's so many dangers out there. Our children are exposed to so much, that when you are not in tune with them, you actually pose the risk of even losing them. There are people on social media that are grooming them to be whatever they want.
Yes.
So one thing I heard, which I took very personally, is that if you're not raising your kids, someone else is doing that for you. Whether it's the TV, whether it's, and these programs, some of them are strategically produced to turn your children into something that you will not recognize. So it's absolutely crucial, and that is why we also wrote in the mothers. But how is she since she won, obviously, and congratulations for her taking the crown, but now being a soccer player and now being a pageant queen, how is that going?
She diverted to softball now. Oh wow, she's getting soft.
Yeah.
And we were all shocked. We were all so surprised. I mean, it's just her first attempt, and then this, she really, you see, the sky's the limit. You're capable of anything. We all still shocked. So we're all still in awe. What is it that we did so right? And I just say, if it was meant to be, it was meant to be, because I kept saying, Rory, because you see, we're having a challenge between you and me. I cannot go on this platform and say I'm bridging the gap between teens and moms. My teen years have passed by. Can I use you, my child, as my engine? She started understanding. It was tough for photo shoot, the clothes, the what. She was always angry, but she got used to that lifestyle. She's enjoying it. She's always on her heels. From someone who couldn't.
What a transformation!
From someone who, she's always in the mirror now.
For me, that's a success story.
She I don't know what she thought. She didn't even want to see the mirror, the heels and she. Now my makeup, I must always hide my makeup, or else I'll lose something because of Rory now. Now I know there are two women in the house. It's different then.
Because sometimes it's also a self-confidence issue.
Yes.
I am obviously running the pageant boss babe, right? But at the same time, for me, I will be entering my daughter into pageantry. So I can, in essence, say I'm also a pageant mom. I used to enter a lot of pageants. My mom used to enter me into Miss Tinkerbell and such platforms, but I also used to enter local ones and collected the titles. It kept us off the streets. It gave us self-confidence. And there's so much that, you know, for the individual. Let's not even talk about the socio-economic impact that pageantry has, because there are activities that Rory needed to do, right?
Yes.
And you guys did them so well. That's one thing I'll tell you about MTSAT, Miss Township South Africa Teen, Preteen and Little Miss. We reward hard work. It's not about someone coming in and they're already famous and, you know, the crown has already got a name attached to it. Literally, we don't know until the person gets crowned that this is who the winner is.
I remember the first time she stood in front of a big audience. I took her. She was just called to be a judge. She didn't even know where do we start.
And this is after winning.
Before winning,
yes.
I had to train her to stand in front of audience.
Yes.
It was a mother and daughter event.
Yes.
So there's old people, different genders. For her, it was something new in her life. And she was wearing techies, and she's going to be a judge. And I always tell her, whatever that you do, be your best. Be the queen. Even if you go to the bathroom, dress like a queen.
Yes.
No, be on your makeup. I know you're very young for that, but just that lipstick, you know, just to show effort. That's what I always teach her. And then she was wearing techies, and these girls came out of the car. Ha! You'll be a judge, get it techie. And then you understand already, but I told her in advance. I tell you. So I know this. And when I went up on the stage, they introduced her, and she gave me the mic. Mama, on the stage, you know, I took that mic and said, "You're going to speak. Now speak." And then I gave her the mic, and she started. And I'm like, am I mean or am I pushing her to the right direction? Because I feel like if our husbands allowed us to be that, we'd be more successful in life. We'd have more successful marriages, because women do what's best for the family. They're always like that. So
we are homemakers.
We are homemakers. I wouldn't say you will speak, because I saw if I would to hug her and make her feel comfortable, it will ruin her. It will ruin her image, and then what we've been trying to raise will fail.
And look at it paid off in the end, because they say the best way to teach a child how to swim is to push them in and let them, you know, faint for their. So sometimes I feel this generation, you know, we are creating jelly babies, you know, where every little thing it's so. And you look at us, you know, we are 80s babies. Our parents were no nonsense parents, and it's paid off. And I'm not saying we should be mean and harsh. There's many different factors that they are exposed to that we are not. So we must be sensitive to that, but we must also understand that at some point we do need to put our, you know, foot down.
And you know, 3 years, 5 years down the line, you're thinking, I wish I could have. 10 years down the line, even today, she's thanking me. Thank you, mommy. Thank you, mommy. Because she didn't see the vision, she didn't see the picture. But everything, after every photo shoot, because she didn't want to, I had to reward her with something to show her I'm not trying to be mean, I'm trying to make the best out of you. So it's not like I'm a very cruel mama, please. So.
And you have sons as well. You mentioned Rory's the only girl. So what's your opinion on boys entering pageants? Because my boys are like, I think there's one that's a bit open to it.
Okay.
You know, my 6-year-old, because he just loves the camera, he loves the limelight, he loves the spotlight, right? But the first two are like, it's not for us.
You know, and we used to have your Mr. South Africa.
We still do.
Those bold men. But boys just think it's, if you enter pageant, it's you gay or something. Beauty.
It's a misconception.
If you do the makeup, you're a man, or you do hair, you're automatically gay. So I think we need to. There's so much teaching, and we have a lot to do to teach them, because at the end of the day, the outcomes are the same. They become responsible citizens. These platforms, they're not just for you, they're for you to look pretty. You gain something. Rory is more responsible. She has responsibility. She has community to take care of. There are people who look up to her, people who want her to be. You understand? You already, it grooms you. I wish there were a program where we just pull them in and say, guys, this is not for gay people, and then this is not about being handsome. We're all unique in our own ways.
And you know what's funny? Men are leaders, right?
Yeah.
According to the Bible, they are the head of the family, which means they are the leaders. But there aren't many platforms that I'm aware of, at least, that grooms our men how to be leaders. And I feel that is why you also get this huge statistics of gender-based violence, because the women are groomed and, you know, they become too much for the men, who in turn become frustrated because of their low self-esteem, and it perpetuates even violence. They're not even taught how to handle their emotions, how to respond to women like you and me. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's definite opportunity for that. If there's anyone listening that has the passion for that, I do host training on how to start your own pageant from the ground up, your own business, in fact. So I am here to assist you. Do reach out. I'll hold your hand until you are soaring, because our boys do need such platforms.
And just to add on that, I also am a chairperson under Mangena Community Development, where we deal with GBV. And sometimes we create society, government, we're not aware we're creating better men, because Lebo was a housewife. Lebo was a woman who was looking for a job all her life. She went onto this platform. Lebo is speaking to leaders, is motivating from someone who's cooking to that. Lebo is connected. Lebo is now on this interview. What program did they give to my husband? Like how to
manage these two different people.
There's no program for that, and it can also create GPV at home, from a normal marriage now to South Africa, you know, Mrs. South Africa. So also we need programs for that, for them to how to adjust to this powerful woman. And how to, you know, how to support, because it's sometimes you're like, okay, I want to be submissive, but I also need to live my own life, because one day I'll be gone.
And let's not get submission confused with not being, you know. Yeah. But it's quite interesting you said that. I was actually asking my husband during this week. I was saying to him, did you ever imagine that, you know, I would go from just a normal, you know, everyday woman and then change and transform into, you know, what I've become? And we're laughing about it, but I am so thankful that, you know, with him, I think our paths, we've grown together, yes, in our different spheres, but, you know, we need a lot of that, because I can understand it can put a lot of pressure. When I was, you know, a finalist for Mrs. South Africa, our marriage suffered a lot, you know, a lot. No one prepared us for that, you know, even with ourselves, you know. I think somehow it goes to your head, the fame, you know, you're not really prepared for that. And at home, you fail to remember that you are still just a wife, you're still just a mother, you know, which is, I think, the most important roles in essence. But we confuse the two, and this becomes more important. So it's really just finding balance. And I think, you know, with us, I'm so grateful that we are making it work, because my husband supports me a lot. You know, he actually used to help me set up and everything. Luckily now, you know, I've got, you know, people that I can reach out to, or that help me when I've got my functions, and then he'll just then bring whatever he needs to bring on the day and attend. But you've raised a very critical issue, and I'd like to re-invite you maybe with other women that have entered pageants, so we can have a roundtable discussion on this issue.
Perfect. Yeah. I've known and I've seen a lot of marriage suffer after the title holders, or after everything, there's divorce.
Yes.
It's yes, you want to be the best version of yourself, but at the same time, you're losing out. Because with my son, with me, there was never, you know, you plan as a family husband. There was never on our pipeline, baby, one day I want to do that.
Join the club.
Yeah, I want to be a pageant. So I would have prepared him, and I've never been a Miss Tembisa, Miss.
or anything.
or anything, and like boom, surprise. So we need that support from government must come up with a plan from an early age for our boys as well, because they're the future of our country.
I mean, I also went from being a very modest, and I'm not saying wearing swimsuits on stage because it's part of pageantry, is not being modest, but I went literally from being very modest, and then all of a sudden I'm wearing a swimsuit in front of the whole South Africa, broadcast on SABC3. You know what I'm saying? And your husband has to take that in.
Yeah, with me, my swimsuit, we had to hold something so that we cover. I've been playing like this the whole time because even when I go to the beach, I'm not comfortable already. And then there, boo, the cameras, everybody's watching. I was just busy all the time, like, Lord help me.
Girl, I was rocking it. I'll actually play my video. Please do supply me with content included on
how the mummies feel what that
yes. So we in the interest of time, we need to wrap up, but I want to ask you, do you think that pageantry breaks or builds children? Please do support your answer.
I am speaking from my own perspective, not for the whole parents. Pageantry will build a very responsible citizen from an early age. As my daughter, she's 12 years old. She's getting life coach supporting from Miss Township as one of the prizes she gets. She gets support. She's going on a journey of opening her own NGO. So for that, at her age, is big enough for me, for her to you can see the future is bright already. I would urge every parent, get that platform for your daughter so that they become the best version of themselves and become leaders, because we always talk, complaining about abuse, GPV, but when we start from this age and they know who they are, they will never be submissive to abuse because they already know their strength.
Wow, that is quite powerful. And version 2.0, I like what you said. They become better versions of themselves. And I actually also think it has to do a lot with the mom. How do you are you toxic about it, or not, because there's some mothers where if you didn't win, it becomes an issue. It's not just about the lessons that you are learning as a child. And I think it's pretty much also unrealistic. We need to teach our children that you can't always win. I always tell my eldest, he's a teen, and I always say to him that, Ole, that you must remember that, whatever you do in life, you are now competing on a global scale. It's no longer like with us where you're just competing, not even on a national, but a regional scale. Now, everything that you do, you are competing. You want to be an international soccer player or whatever the case is. You are competing. Look at the people that you're up against. And, that should tell you what you need to do. So, well said, Mommy.
And cultural, traditional, and religion-wise, can we please open up to these? Because sometimes culture can close or no, that's not good. Church, religion, that's the devil's weapon. Can we please open up to see the positivity on these platforms as well?
Absolutely, 100%. And that is why I've started also these conversations, because there's such a huge misconception about pageantry. I love it. Pageantry, it's not just, it's a whole economy on its own, and, it transforms lives. It impacts communities and, countries, and it's just a whole world on its own. So absolutely. And I just want you to just, in a nutshell, take us through preparing, to win a competition. What did you do to prepare your daughter to win?
First of all, when we enter into a competition, look at there's always a scope and a manual. Look at the scope, look at their scores, look at the duties that you must do. Make sure you tick all those duties, the main important things, criteria, meet the deadlines. Deadlines are very important. It's very hard to work with someone you have to constantly remind, please do this, please, because at the end of the day, you'll have to go and complete international. You'll be left by your flight because you must be constantly reminded. So those are the biggest criteria. Yes, the votings, but take all the important parts. By the time you busy with the finals, the grand finale, you have a less, you can do your best, but be the queen from the first day you enter that pageant. Walk like a queen, do your things to your best ability, and do it for yourself. Don't compete with the competitors. Do it according to your ability. We from different family backgrounds, different finance background. Do what you can do. That is the best advice I could give to someone.
I love that because also there's a whole judging process, and those things do factor in. A lot of people come in and they've got the perception that I can walk, I'll kill it on stage, and I look like the pageant type, right? Not understanding that everything else goes into account, right? No one wants to work with a messy queen. You want to work with someone that's not 100% but structured enough for you to be able to mold into. It takes a lot of our time as the office having to keep reminding you to do this, do that. Why aren't you? Energy, we should be focusing on ensuring that you are enjoying your journey as a queen, and you always see why someone was crowned or not crowned or whatever after the fact. And then a last word before you go for the mommies who are considering to enter their children into pageants but maybe are a bit reluctant to do so.
Mommy, take your daughter by your hand and be ready to work with her. Don't just throw her in. And if you see any potential in another child that you can assist, please do so, because you'll be helping our next future leader. Make sure you in with them, you in it. You don't just do the finance, just the paying, the votings. People think when you have the highest vote, already the crown is yours. No, it's more than that. Go in. When she goes into the deep water, go in with her. Be there with her. Make appointments for her. Be her PA, be her manager. Manage her all the way.
Be present.
Be present.
Yes, I love that. And with that being said, I think this has been such a fruitful conversation. We've definitely learned so much. There's still room for more. And you are actually the first of the different mommies I will be interviewing. This season has got 10 different episodes, and I'll be interviewing different mommies all the way from Eastern Cape, Pretoria, KZN. So it's a whole national thing, and hopefully we get some international moms as well. And then over and above that, I'll be interviewing some queens. Some coaches, right, that work and train these young stars, right, just to get input from them. So I'm very excited. Thank you once again, Lebo.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me here. I enjoyed every moment.
Right, and to you, my viewers, I want to say thank you for supporting me, for watching this video right up until the end. I hope that you have found this conversation fruitful. I hope you've learned something. I hope it's also encouraged you to delve into the pageant industry more, to learn more about it before discarding it. Please do the right thing and press the like button. Give me a thumbs up. Comment in the comment section. And also, if you haven't already done so, please do subscribe. Share this video. The more subscribers we get, the more content we'll be able to bring to you. Thank you very much. From yours, the pageant boss babe. Mwah.